you got your milk. You sent a milk can, a metal milk can with a cover. I think it was aluminum.
Yeah.
And they'd measure out the measure of milk.
Who would?
In the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
The grocery store. And you bought a quart of milk or whatever you want. Oil, the same thing. It was 7 cents for a measure of cooking oil. And you brought your own bottle.
What kind of like oven or stove did you have in?
Well, at first we had a coal stove oven, but then we had gas range.
Okay.
So you had that. They weren't big. Maybe it was a 3-burner.
Yeah. That
they gave you.
And did your mum teach you how to cook at all? Would you help her? Or?
Well, we all had to help because she went to work. So each one. My sister really was the major cook.
She was older than you?
22 months.
Okay.
And so she would come home after she went to City College. And when she'd come home for Friday, she'd wash the floor in the kitchen, and everybody did it. You put down newspaper on the floor to keep it clean until Sabbath started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And of course, we had a man named Mr. Katz who had the corner store on Pitt and Rivington on the side of the street that the church was down the block. And he had a 4-pound loaf of bread around, oval. And he'd take his big knife and go, boom, boom, 4 pieces, never waited. You wanted a pound of bread? That was it, a nickel. A nickel. Diagonally across the street from him, there was a man named Mr. Gewurz.
Okay.
And he bought maybe closeouts, maybe seconds of men's shirts, bathing suits for women and stuff. Because, maybe it was $10 or whatever, which compared to the store, maybe the store was 20. I'm just giving a hypothetical number.
Sure.
And right in front of his stand, it was an open, both these sides were open, and there were these bins, really just nothing on the bottom. It just had the 4 legs, but it had the tops where he had a ledge, and he dumped the things on there, and you went and picked out what you wanted.
Yeah.
But right in the corner in front of his place, this woman spread out a white cloth, and she put the rolls that she was selling for 5 for a nickel.
Wow.
She put them on there, and people would buy from the floor. And right next to them, there was an appetizing store.
Ooh, because right now, Russ and Daughters is like the only appetizing store on the Lower East Side. But what was that one?
The important one was Scotty's, who was on the Essex Street Market on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Which has been closed for years and years. He had beautiful everything. I mean, whatever he had was the best quality.
What kind of stuff would you get from the appetizing store?
They had herring, they had lox, they had whitefish. I couldn't afford the whitefish there. But on Hester Street, there was a little dairy. And they sold whitefish, the individual ones. You could pick them yourselves, 3 for a quarter in those days.
Sounds pretty good.
And I learned how you knew where the dorsal fin was, I guess. You knew if it was fat underneath there, that it was going to be a plump.
Oh, okay.
Good, because that came out schmaltzy.
Okay.
At the end of that. So we had that. And then they also sold a 3-layer cake, a big cake, for $1 or $1.25.
At the appetizing store?
No, this was where they sold.
Oh.
It was a little
the dairy.
Grocery or something. It wasn't a full grocery because they had bread, they had cake, but not all cans and everything like that.
Right.
But the whitefish.
Okay.
And then of course on Hester Street they had just now can't think of the name. It just came up the other day. They still bake or sell out of the co-op at East River. One of the rooms downstairs on the main floor.
Yeah.
They sell pounds, in boxes of rugelach and fancy cookies and stuff.
Yeah.
And the name, it's a...
The name of the store?
Yeah, it was very famous. The bakery on Hester Street. They had the best cakes, the best Danish. It was amazing. And it was next to one of these candy stores where they sold candy by the pound. The name, I'm so upset.
That's okay. Well, you call me when it comes back to you.
Yeah. I had used it the other day because we were talking about how good. There was also in that area.
It wasn't Greenberg's, was it? Because there's a place called Greenberg's that does cakes. No,
not Greenberg's. No. Why do I think it has? It doesn't matter. We'll get back to it. There was one store that.
And these sorry.
This is on Hester.
Yeah.
Where they had dried fruits. A big store like that with the candy and the dried fruits and stuff like that. And of course they were more reasonable than elsewhere. One store had eggs in wire baskets and you could pick the eggs. I don't remember how we transported them. I think just in a bag.
And your mum would send you out sometimes to get groceries and stuff. Where would you go?
No, well, if I went to anything, I would only go around the corner.
Yeah.
But this is when Harry and I already were married.
Oh, okay. Good. What year did you get married, if you don't mind?
47.
47. Okay.
47, and so in general, you had everything at your fingertips.
Yeah.
But if you further up on Rivington Street, closer to, even more up, closer to Clinton, I would say, they had a store. It was called Gasworth, Gaswirth, and they were not cheap. They had shirts from little boys. When you went to camp, if you went to a fancy camp, they had all the outfits according to the camp, because this one had blue and
Right.
And they did a lot of business.